Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Brandon Boyd here with Wake Up Now, one of the master distributors. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to be on here. I do want to say, just as we get going, that we've had a great response on the 15-day sprint to success. And today I want to cover Wake Up Now versus other network marketing companies out there. I think this is something that's critical to cover because we get asked so many times, really, how does Wake Up Now, as far as the products and services that they have, as well as the compensation plan, kind of compare to a lot of the other companies out there? And I do want to say that in the information I provide today, that this is not to beat up other companies, but it's just simply to compare apples to apples of what are your best chances in this industry of actually making money. And one of the things that I want to bring up as we get going here is Darren Allion, one of the other master distributors in Wake Up Now, did a nice post the other day on Facebook, and he grabbed this information, and this was basically based upon like income disclosure statements and things like this. And one of the things that was gathered was what is the approximate percentage of distributors that realize an actual profit after all expenses? So pretty much, the percentage of people that actually get their money back after becoming a part of the company that they're affiliated with. Okay, so like the sign up fees, the monthly fees, and it may not even take into consideration all of the seminars they've had to go to, the tapes and books, and not that those things are bad in themselves, but all the other things that they buy, the tools on top of the fixed fees that they have in their business as well. And when you look at companies that have done very well in this industry, the Amway Quick Star, the New Skins, the ACNs, the Herbalifes, the Melaleuca, one of the things that they boast is that a lot of their distributors say, well, we have a 97% retention rate, which may indeed be the case. The question I have is, why is it that such a small percentage of people actually make their money back? So maybe they join Melaleuca not just to make money, but they really like the product, and that's completely fine. Okay, so if you've done any of these companies, as I've seen with a lot of their products, there's nothing bad in those companies in themselves if they've got a lotion or a pill or a juice that is truly helping people. But at the end of the day, I think sometimes we can fool ourselves saying that, well, if you can get in this company, you can make a ton of money. If that's true, then why is it that so many people fail? I mean, the quote is that you can make more money in Vegas than you can in network marketing. I think for some companies that's probably true. With Wake Up Now, you can get your money back literally in the first day or first week just by using TaxBot because the enrollment fee by recording that in there is 100% tax deductible. Okay, and I've shown people how just using what we have between finance, TaxBot, the cell phone discount, and the entire benefits program, how they should save hundreds of dollars or more every single month. And if we're talking interest on using Wake Up Now Finance, now you're talking about thousands. Okay, and so, but I just want to use this as an example. One of the things I want to pull up as well. Let me get it on here because I posted a document the other day, and I know that some of you actually saw this document. And let's get this a little bit more zoomed in here. So we took Wake Up Now versus Amway, Vima, and ACN. These are three companies that are talked about quite a bit and are well respected. And what we did is broke down how many people do you need to break even on the monthly fee in the business. Okay. And if you look at Wake Up Now versus Amway, Vima, and ACN being mainly just a phone service, technically you actually don't really need anybody to actually break even. Okay. In Wake Up Now, we have what's called Get Three and it's free. And that's basically three people who enroll in the business. What it does is actually pays for your monthly. The same can be said for customers. If you do the same, if you're a customer and you enroll three, your $24.95 is paid for as well. Now, when you really start to break it down, though, of how many people do you need in a company that residually will bring in about $500 to $600 a month? This is where it really starts to make a difference because, as I said on one of the other videos I did the other day, if we can help people make between $300 and $500 a month, in most companies, the people would not go away. Okay. Well, if we're talking about even $600 a month, in Wake Up Now, you need 12, and you only have to enroll 3 of them. In Amway, you need 535. Now, in Amway, you typically have an order of between 150 to about $300 a month. And the same would go for Vima. ACN, one of the reasons why you have to have so many people, 1,153, is because the margins are so slim using the phone and internet service and other services that they have that there's really only so much you can pay out. So you have to have so many people in your organization. In fact, I had a lady who was on my team at one point, and she indicated to me that she was a regional vice president in ACN and RVP. She said that the most she'd ever make on a residual was about $5,000. Well, you can do that as a founder 5 and Wake Up Now, but you only need 222 people, and you'd get the car bonus and the vacation bonus on top of that. So there's just a huge difference. When you also break down how much you make per person, for example, like as a founder 3 and Wake Up Now, you'd make about $50 a month residual per person. When you go all the way up to a founder 7 and beyond, and you actually take, okay, how many people do I need? And with my income that I make divided by the number of people I have on my team, it's about $14 per month, meaning every person you have in your business is worth about $14 a month to you, which is pretty big deal. I mean, look at Amway, Vima, and ACN. Okay, the numbers would be about the same or worse in, say, a New Skin or a Melaleuca and any of those other companies. Also, when you look at the sign-up fee, is different. You know, you got a $100 sign-up fee in Wake Up Now. In Amway, it's usually 100 to 250. But again, then you got to buy all these tools and stuff like that on top of it and commit to different things. You have in Vima, you got different packages of 150 to 500 to even upwards of $1,000. For example, I was at a doTERRA meeting where they had enrollment of about $1,500 just to get in and get some oils. ACN being $500, technically it's actually only $495, okay, but $500 just rounded up, and you can see quite a bit of a difference in these companies. And this would be the same across board. I mean, you can use MonaV, you can use Zango or any of those other companies out there, but we wanted to take these 3 just as an example because their names are brought up quite a bit. There's a lot of energy drink companies out there as well that they have brought in a ton of people. Yet the thing is that the residuals on them are just pitiful. You take Nerium for example. I got pitched on Nerium probably 10 times in the last 2 months. Again, you got to pay somewhere around $80 to $100 a month for a lotion, and the residuals, when you really break it down, is just, man, you got to have so many people. And I think that that's one of the other things to look at in Wake Up Now is that you don't have to buy stuff that you don't need. Okay, everyone has a cell phone, almost everyone has debt, everyone wants to save on taxes, they all want to save on spending. So all we're doing is just saying if you go through us, you do it for less, but you don't actually have to change anything to make that happen. Okay. Now, just so you know, as I'm going here, any questions that come up, feel free to ask them, and I can answer them as we go here. But I want to go back. Let's go back to Facebook here. And again, if you look at some of these numbers here of what are my chances of actually breaking even if I join any one of these companies? And so you got to look at Wake Up Now from the standpoint of, okay, it's financial wellness. They help people to save, manage, and make money. That's what they do. Save, manage, and make money. Well, that's a good thing. They don't sell lotion, potion, powder, pill, or bug juice in order to try and get you to buy those things in order to pay a commission out. And so what we do is a good thing. Well, if you get out your calculator and you say, okay, what's the probability of success? If I go out and try and build any one of these businesses, what are the chances of success? Because again, you got to value your time. So if I'm going to put time out there, where's it going to be the most well spent? And at the end of the day, when I render a product and service to somebody, is it going to be something that actually can transform their lives for the better, both physically and financially, maybe even spiritually, emotionally? I think that we have all those things, and you see things coming over these next 6 months that will absolutely. Uh, I because I can't go into the details. The things that are coming over these next number of months will just make it where you can't even sleep. I believe that we'll be able to drag over all of the main leaders of other companies because when you look at Wake Up Now, there's no reason why not to be involved with what we have from a product and service standpoint as well as compensation. Now, I want to go here on the my homepage. I did a post earlier, and let me pull it up here. Okay, I did this morning, and I said that it hit me again early this morning that I get paid daily to solve problems. Money problems. Attorneys solve legal problems. Doctors solve medical problems. Auto mechanics solve car problems. I get paid every day to solve the financial issues that people have. And the simplest way that I found to do that is through Wake Up Now, where I help people save, manage, and make money. A ton of money. People will realize that once they decide to wake up to a better life. And then I had just, this picture with the money going into the card. And again, I think it's important for people to understand, and we really got to break down the numbers and just tell the truth. What are my chances of actually succeeding? Well, in my 14 years of being around this industry and building large organizations, there is no company in this industry, and I will be more than happy to have someone put me to the test with it. There is no company in this industry that will pay you what Wake Up Now will pay you on a residual basis. There's no company that will provide for you a product and service that is as powerful as Wake Up Now. Okay, let's see. Are there any questions out there as we've gone through this now? Let's see. Okay, one of the questions was how long will the webinar be? Well, I'm pretty much done with the main content. If there's any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. But again, what I was saying is I believe it's important for people to see the numbers, and if you didn't get a chance to see them, bring this up again. Move this out of the way here. And okay, perfect. And so this was the numbers here kind of showing the difference between Wake Up Now and other companies out there. And this is important for you to see. And just so you know, this is being recorded. And so if there are any questions that come up, I have this recorded. I will post it both to Facebook and the blog training website. Okay. Let's see if there's any final questions on this. All right. Let's see. Again, I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to be on here. Doesn't look like there's any questions. Again, this has been recorded, and so I will actually send this out to you guys. All you have to do is just go onto Facebook and see it on there. I do want to let you know in about 45 minutes, if we go back here let's go under the Wake Up Now events, under the events tab. If you just click there, session 2 of the 15-day sprint, how to use and maximize Wake Up Now finance. I'm going to go over the power of that if you haven't had that opportunity really to use it. And then Thursday, why pay $99.95 or $24.95 for Wake Up Now. And then Friday, session 3 of the 15-day sprint. And I'm going to do a compensation plan breakdown on Wake Up Now. And then Monday and next week, you'll see the sessions 4 and 5, as well as how to share Wake Up Now. So it's important for you to plug into those events there. You can also see it here on the blog training website, wakeupnowf.blogspot.com. You just click on live events and recordings, and you'll get the schedule Monday through Saturday, and it will connect you to that Facebook page as well. And here's the recorded webinars that I've done as well. Okay, let's see if there's any other questions here. Alrighty. Okay, well, guys and gals, I appreciate you being on here again. I have this recorded. I'll have it posted in just a little bit, and we'll look forward to seeing you in about 45 minutes to break down the power of Wake Up Now Finance. I want to respect your time. Again, appreciate you being on here today. Look forward to working with you guys. Thanks so much.